Patrick Price. I am Equality Diversity Lead for the NHS and for local authorities, and I'm a member of Newcastle Frontrunners LGBT plus running group in Newcastle.
My name is Kim, and I've been in the Newcastle Frontrunners group, running group since 2015.
I joined the running club many years ago, just after it was first established. So I am one of the longest standing, I think I am the longest standing member who's actively still involved in the club. I joined it partly because it was lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender friendly club, and that was explicit in its statement and in the way that it was set up. And I wanted to get involved with meeting new people, making new friendships, and doing something that really benefited me physically and mentally as well, because I get a lot of that out of running. Is kind of, it makes me feel healthy and well.
The Newcastle Frontrunners Club is Newcastle's biggest inclusive running club, which welcomes all sections of the community. The objects of the club, as stated in Constitution, are to promote physical and mental health and well-being through running for benefits of public among lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender plus individuals aged 16 and above, regardless of race, religious, sex, or physical ability.
Because of the COVID-19 outbreak, what online activities are held during the lockdown in the running club?
Well, what we did in the running club, because we knew there were restrictions in the numbers of people who could run, we buddied up with small groups of people when you could run with 6 people together outside, and we carried on keeping in contact with all of the different members, because we knew some members were living on their own, they were maybe isolated, and we wanted to encourage them to stay in contact with the club as well. So when we could go out and run, we'd either run with one other person or we'd run with a small group, and we'd publicize that on the group's internet pages. And as soon as we could get back to doing proper structured runs, we re-established our Wednesday night group runs, and we do Sunday runs and run development and kind of fitness training as well. So we tried as hard as we could to not lose contact with people, because we knew people sometimes were a little bit lonely, and there was a risk that they would stop exercising, and exercise is really good for your kind of mental health, particularly when you're in isolation. So yeah, there were a lot of things that we did to try and make sure that people felt still connected to the club. We've also, since COVID restrictions have eased, we've had some social events as well. We had some virtual events during COVID lockdown. So we had like quizzes and things like that.
We did quizzes, and we also, obviously, because we couldn't run as a group, and obviously in order to keep people's motivation up, we had like a what we called a bingo session. So it was basically we had to carry out activities while during your run. So for example, find something in red or blue and the rainbow color, of course, basically. So maybe find a red or an orange sign or something, and a yellow street sign or something, and then something in green and blue. So basically just search for street names, is to spell out a certain word, for example, things like that, just to keep us motivated and get us out the door. And because obviously for a long while you couldn't run even with another body, so that that really helped as well, obviously, with the motivation and I think
the good thing about the club is it welcomes people who don't identify as being lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. It also welcomes people who've got family members or just people who want to support that community. So it's been very good, and I'm really pleased as well that we've got quite a mix of races, ages, and abilities in the club as well. That makes a big difference. It kind of enriches the experience for everyone.
Yeah, and this time is after the lockdown is something different. Activities held after the lockdown.
Yeah, I think since the lockdown ended, what's been we've done our LGBT Rainbow 5K race, which we do as part of the Pride Festival. So June was LGBT Pride Month, and the club always has every year a race where we invite people from other clubs or just the general public to participate in a kind of a fun 5K. People get dressed up, and they came along to the town moor, and we ran 5K there. So that was really good. And we've had a number of social events where people can meet face to face. And the good thing is we've had a lot of new members join as a result of those kind of events. So it's really thriving, the club, because a lot of places I think are worried that because COVID stopped them coming together, that people would lose interest. But actually this has been something people seem to have really committed to, which I'm really pleased to see some new members.
And I saw on the official website, this has the first children race in 2018, besides the traditional 5K running. It means it's because more and more LGBTQ families are starting to have their own children, or it's because more and more heterosexual families want their children be more inclusive of this kind of group.
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I've got children as well, and my sister's gay and she's got children too. There are lots of people who come along who would identify as heterosexual but might have lesbian, gay children, and they want to support them. They want to be with people who understand that that's just okay. It doesn't matter whether you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender. We also work with a group of refugees who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, and we raise money for Rainbow Homes, which is about providing accommodation for people as well. So we're trying to encourage, whatever people's background is, that they've got a place with us. And I think we've got a reputation for being a very friendly, open running group. So it does attract people who maybe feel they don't want to kind of go to a really competitive running group. They want to come somewhere that's kind of, accepts that we'll have some elite runners, really good runners. And we've got some people who are just starting to run, and they do the couch to 5K. And we try and progress people through some of the runs that we do. And fortunately, we've had a lot of people have stayed with the club, and we do get a lot of families who come along with their kids because they just think it's a good, fun thing to do, and their kids generally have less concerns about sexual orientation, and there's a lot more discussion in schools and amongst young people, where it's just a normal thing for a lot of young people now. So I think they influence their parents, as well as their parents accepting that this is something that's worth getting involved with.
In the end, Newcastle Frontrunners is the first organization to carry out LGBTQ-related large-scale activities after the epidemic. Although it is very difficult to apply for this event, it has success in giving LGBTQ group a platform to celebrate and relax body and mind after lockdown.